good evening, Faiz. How are you?
Good evening. It's been so far so good. Thank you for your kind concern. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And how's your day going so far?
It's been fine, man. Things are usual. How about you?
Okay, about me also, it's a regular day as it is Monday. So week has been started. So I'm trying to do things like whatever I want to. Okay. We are here to discuss an important question which most of the students they have, and they want to know that it is related to spoken English. Most of the people I have seen, and I have been helping people for more than 2 or 3 years, so they ask the similar question that how to improve vocabulary, because what they think, if they don't have a lot of vocabulary in their mind, 5,000, 8,000, and 10,000, they wouldn't be able to speak a single sentence. So, what's your take on that? And what do you feel that is it important? Is it right? Or is it compulsory to have a lot of words in your mind while speaking?
Mhm. Okay, before I start to answer this, thank you for having me here. Okay, then I would love to answer this with to the viewers. Even my student often ask me this question that how to improve vocabularies and how to have fascinating vocabularies in conversation. Okay, so there is the one exercise which you guys could do, or the learners, uh, those who are seeing us, can perform this exercise. Uh, Usually, what I do whenever I stumble upon any vocabulary, whenever I come across with any vocabulary, I go simply check out the meaning on Google. I find out the meaning with its proper synonyms, antonyms, with all related words with proper pronunciation. I simply copy the complete meaning with all details, and I have prepared a one WhatsApp group where just I have
Mhm.
added myself, and I paste the all meaning with its synonym, antonyms, and related words in the very WhatsApp group. And I have been doing for so long, it's been more than 3 years, and you guys could do it too. It does not take a lot. And while you write down, people might have recommended you to note down the stuff whenever you find a new word, copy the thing, or simply note down, jot it down. But it does not really work. You know why? Because you cannot have a paper and pen with you always, but your phone will always be with you while you are scrolling on your WhatsApp, or let's say you are watching something and you find a new word. Go simply check out the meaning on Google, copy the complete meaning and paste in your WhatsApp group. It would hardly take a few seconds, man, and it would save you a lot of time. So it's gonna really work. And another thing is that it's not the only thing which you need to work on. You need to put your vocabulary in your WhatsApp. But apart from that, whenever you get a leisure time, let's say you are laying on your bed, or you are traveling somewhere, you are on a bus or train, prefer to scroll on your WhatsApp and take a glance of all the vocabulary which you have noted in your WhatsApp vocabulary group. Take a look daily and revise all the vocabulary which you noted. Eventually, you'll realize that you do not really need to insist your brain to use those vocabulary while you speak, but your brain will use those words by itself. So that's quite interesting idea that I have been doing for so long.
Oh, that's great to know about this method. For me, even the what I used to do, I used to write down the words, 15 words or 20 words. As everybody tells you that if you want to learn your vocabulary, write down 15 or 20 words them. So I used to do the same, but it was not is you would write 150 words. Would you be able to use in your conversation? Not at all. I don't believe that. So that's how was not working. Then I started learning practically by reading articles. When you read articles or read books, you come across new words. You can write down, and because you learn through context, there you are able to understand in what context they are using. Otherwise, if you're learning from dictionary, it's useless because you're not aware like where to use and how to use. But when you learn by reading articles, you are aware of the situation that where you are going to use it. So, and second thing I used to watch, and of course nowadays also I watch a lot of videos in English. So there also I just come to know about many new words and try to use them in my conversation. It's not easy, but most of the time I follow simple English. I don't go for hi-fi and fancy words. I believe in speaking very simple, so most of the people they can understand you, because whatever the content we are creating, like nobody's going to listen us from the UK or US because they are already masters in English. So most of the time, the people they follow us, they are beginners and they want to understand the essence of a communication. When we speak a lot of hi-fi words, it becomes really difficult for them to understand. I came across this one of the comments, and he wrote that we shouldn't use, like, people like us, we shouldn't use a lot of difficult words, because beginners wouldn't be able to understand that what is the meaning of that, right? So whatever you said, that is also practical, and that revision and repetition of all those things matters a lot. Otherwise, it is not going to be there in your permanent memory. So what about you? Like, do you believe in using a lot of fancy words while teaching, while speaking to somebody? Do you like it?
It depends on the situation. When I'm speaking with my students or people, then I would prefer to keep my language as simple as it can be. But when I'm
Mm-hmm.
having professional discussions or when I'm in the professional places, then I prefer to have mediocre vocabularies. So this is the thing. And when you made a statement, when you were speaking about you, that how do you find vocabularies and how do you come in touch with the vocabularies which you find by reading articles and by watching videos on YouTube. Yeah, that's quite true. It does work. But the problem is what? When you watch videos or when you find a new vocabulary, we try to register the word or vocabulary in our mind, but it cannot happen for a longer period of time. We'll eventually realize that the word which you have found now, after a while, after a week, you realize those words are not coming into your brain while you try to converse with people. This is the thing. We are humans. We are meant to forget things, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
forget the stuff after reading a while, after reading and finding several words. We'll realize that we're forgetting the stuff after a few days or after a few weeks. That was the reason I have figured out this idea that does work with me, and that might work with people too. Prefer to have a WhatsApp vocabulary. It is even convenient, quite convenient to paste all the vocabulary in your WhatsApp group rather than noting down all the vocabularies in a piece of paper. It is not simply possible to write down everything, every context with all detailings, with all synonyms. The better approach is copy the whole meaning and paste in your WhatsApp group. Cherry on the cake is you need to also revise. Revise. Repetition is also gonna help you. Revise all the vocabulary. Eventually, you'll realize that you do not need to compel your brain, force your brain to use those words. Would come to your brain by itself while you converse with people.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and do you come, like, sometimes your students, they ask the same question to you, like when you teach offline, that, sir, I don't have a lot of vocabularies. How can I speak fluent English? Do they ask such questions?
Right, that's quite, it's needless to ask. I mean, every question or every students have this tendency to use fascinating vocabularies. Those who are
Mhm.
new learners or newcomers in English, they prefer to use as more vocabulary as they can. So this is the thing, and they often ask me this question. Yes.
Okay, that's great to hear. Yeah, that's all about the vocabulary. So can you just, in the last, can you tell few points, like precisely you can tell the same thing which you said in the last 7 or 8 minutes, like through the points, like one, as you told about the first, I think you said like we can learn through the Google, whatever the word we get, and we can paste in the WhatsApp group, right? And
Right.
second thing, repetition and revision is really important to keep in our permanent memory or subconscious mind. And then we'll be able to use that in our conversation as well, right? So yeah, third, what I said, of course, practically also, because what conventional method was not working for me. So then I thought, like, learning from the reading and this, just, yeah, the same method we can paste in our WhatsApp group. So it's very important. And a lot of people, they keep the note on laptop as well. So that's good for them, because they make some like place and proper place for it, and they write the words which they come across. So it becomes easier for them the next time when they read something. Yeah. That's an important thing for about the vocabulary. So thank you so much. Many, many thanks to you, Faz. You told me the great stuff for the students who would like to work on their vocabulary. So it was really nice discussing this question. So thank you. Yeah, see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.